Buzzer beaters are either thrilling or heartbreaking. There's nothing in between. Just ask USD, which found itself on both sides of that fence in a span of 24 hours. How's everybody doing? I'm Jay Elsen, and this is Coyote Corner. It was rivalry week for the USD women, and while much of the focus outside the program was on Sunday's Showdown Series battle with South Dakota State, all the attention inside the Coyotes locker room was on the school a little further north. Thursday, Amy Williams and company made the trek to Fargo to take on last place North Dakota State. Coyotes looking to beat the Bison for a sixth straight time. Pick it up fourth quarter, USD up as many as 9, but NDSU comes storming back off the turnover. Taylor Thunstead buries the 3, and it's Marina Whittle off the inbound, all part of a 12-2 run that put the Bison in front. Nicole Seekamp helps quiet things down. 35 goes coast to coast for the lay-in, 76-73 Coyotes. But this one was far from over. USD up 1 under 10 seconds to go. Kennedy Childers from way outside. She had 14, 82-80 North Dakota State. After a timeout, USD gets one last shot, and Seekamp makes it count, beats the buzzer for 2, and they go to overtime, tied at 82. In the extra frame, Bison by 1. Brittany Weed gets the tough runner to go, 88-85 NDSU. Coyotes respond. Persistence pays off for Kate Liveringhouse. She chipped in 11 off the bench. They go to a second overtime, tied at 88. Bison gain the edge again. Thunstead with another 3, her 5th of the night. She led all scores with 31. NDSU up as many as 5, but the Coyotes would not quit. Seekamp fires ahead for Jasmine Trimboli. That pulls USD back within 1. And they would complete the comeback less than a minute later off the NDSU miss. Margaret McLeod finds Caitlin Duffy, and she gives the Coyotes the lead for good. USD escapes Fargo with a 96-94 win in double overtime. The Coyotes beat the Bison for the 6th straight time and the 8th time in 10 meetings at the Division I level. Seekamp led the way with 25 points, 10 assists, 5 rebounds, and 4 steals in 45 minutes, while Margaret McLeod notched her first double-double of the season, finishing with 12 points and 10 boards.
We focus more on greatness, and that's just, kind of putting together every play. Every play we want to kind of contribute, and I think in the 40 minutes we didn't really do that so much, but I think it showed in the 2 overtime 5-minute quarters. We came together and we gritted it out, and that's why we came away with this win, because we dug deep on the defensive end and got ourselves a win.
Fast forward to Sunday in Frost Arena, 71st meeting all time between the SDSU and USD women. The Coyotes hadn't won in Brookings since 1990, but this was a different day. Second quarter, Kelly Stewart rattles it home for 3 of her 13 points. USD led by as many as 5. Jacks control the rest of the half, though. Freshman sharpshooter Madison Giebert steps back and buries the tray. And later, Carrie Young, nice look to Ellie Thompson. 12-2 run puts SDSU up 7 at the break. Third quarter, Seekamp, who struggled in the first half, starts to get things going, drops the jumper, then off the steal, she pulls up in transition. Seekamp scored 6 straight to pull USD within 1. Defense was a big part of the story all day, and Taya Hemiller shows more of that right here. The steal and the score puts USD back on top. It went back and forth from there. 6 minutes later, it's a 1-point game again, but Giebert changes that right here. Her second 3 of the day gives SDSU the lead, 58-56. Giebert finished with 10. But Seekamp refused to lose. 35, spots up and nails the 3 with 13.7 seconds remaining. That gives USD the lead for good, and the Frost freeze is over. USD wins on the Jacks' home floor for the first time in 26 years. 63-58. Seekamp scored 19 of her game-high 23 points in the second half, but this game was won on the defensive end. USD holding the Jackrabbits to 26 points on 9 of 25 shooting in the second half. They also forced 19 turnovers, which led to 22 points. With the win, the Coyotes pull into a 4-way tie for first place in the Summit League. They, along with SDSU, IUPUI, and Oral Roberts, are all now 4-1 in the conference. After struggling on the defensive end for much of the season, USD really tightened the screws at NDSU. So what did the Coyotes do differently? We'll ask their head coach next.
Coyote Corner on Midco Sports Network is presented by Dakota Land Honda.
And welcome back to Coyote Corner. Jay Elsen joined now by head coach of the USD women, Amy Williams. And Amy, anything exciting happened for you last week?
Couple good games, but we'll take it.
All right, well, let's get to it. Starting with North Dakota State. The Bison, obviously low on players, low on wins, partially because they're so low on players. But, boy, they gave you everything that you could handle in Fargo on Wednesday night. And such is life when you're the defending league champions, right? You have to expect to get everybody's best shot.
Right. I mean, we knew they were hungry for a win, and they were playing pretty good basketball when we went in there. And it was a heck of a game to be a part of. Both teams just scratching and clawing and making big plays when we needed to. So we were very fortunate to come out with a win.
You had a 9-point lead early in the fourth quarter. Looked like maybe the game was in hand, but here come the Bison. What was the key to their comeback there?
I mean, the big key is they had some players that stepped up and just made shots. They hit a couple back-to-back threes that really chopped into that 9-point lead pretty quickly. But I thought Taylor Thunstead in particular just really sparked them and made big plays when they needed her to.
The lead actually changed hand 13 times in that fourth quarter. The last of those came on Kennedy Childers' three with 3 seconds left in regulation. Now, out of the timeout, everybody in the building, I think, knew that ball was going to Nicole Seekamp. Could you just take us through what the play was and the execution of it?
Well, to be honest, I think one of the best parts of that play was Taya Hemiller's ability to get the ball in Nicole's hands. And she had a really big defender stand right in front of her from the inbounds, and she found a way to get that ball into Nick's hands to be able to be in a position to score the basketball. And Nicole just makes big plays. She just does, and she finds a way, and she hit that shot at the buzzer to send us into overtime. It was a great play for us.
You go to overtime, then you go to a second overtime, and the defense helps you put it away in an exciting double overtime victory. Now, obviously another big game on Sunday. What was the game plan going into that matchup with the Jackrabbits?
The biggest thing defense is find a way to improve defensively. You know, that was kind of our biggest focus. We felt like, you know, win, lose, draw, whatever comes out of this game, we wanted to take a step forward as a team on the defensive end of the court, and our team really made a commitment to that. And they locked in, they keyed in on our game plan and carried it out very well. And I think that was, you know, the best thing for our team to see out of that ball game was the improvement defensively.
Defensively, your team very, very good in the second half. They held State to 26 points, a 9 of 25 shooting. That's awfully difficult to do to that team in that building. How'd you get it done?
You know, I think our kids just did a really good job of just being tough and committing to the game plan, but I think also just being able to mix our defenses a little bit. We had a pretty good blend, I thought, of playing some man and throwing a little bit of zone, just keeping them off balance, and I think our kids just really did a good job of carrying that out.
And wouldn't you know it, came down to a big shot late, and Nicole Seekamp does it again.
To have the guts to step up and knock down perimeter shots like that three-pointer down the stretch after not having shot it well, it just shows that she's that gritty type of player.
That shot lifts USD to its first win at Frost Arena since 1990. None of your current players were even born the last time the Coyotes won in Brookings. What does it mean to you and your program to finally get that monkey off the back?
You know, we didn't really talk a lot about that, and a lot has been made about that in the media. But our players, you know, we're focused on this team and this season, and not what's been done over the last 25, 26 years. But certainly now that we can look back on that, it's a nice step for our program and kind of a treat for all of our alumni that weren't able to go in there and get a win, to be able to have that monkey off the back.
All right, well, good luck to you, Amy. A couple of other big games coming up this week. Fort Wayne on Thursday, IUPUI on Saturday. So, again, good luck to you, and we'll see you back here next week.
Thanks, Jay.
All right, thanks, Amy. Well, physics were defied in Fargo last week. We're going to recap the USD men's battle with North Dakota State, which included the shot that wouldn't fall. Next.
Coyote Corner on Midco Sports Network is presented by Dakota Land Honda.
Fargo, like Frost Arena, has been a major source of frustration for the USD men. Coming into last week's matchup with North Dakota State, the Coyotes had dropped 7 straight on the Bison's home floor, a streak that dated all the way back to February of 2002. Wednesday, USD not only had a chance to snap that skid, but also the rare opportunity to deal the Bison a second straight home defeat. NDSU had recently had its 31-game home winning streak snapped by Omaha. Neither team would start well offensively, but Casey Kasperbauer gets it going over the course of the first half. The senior would go 5 of 9 from the field in that opening frame for a team-high 12 points to keep USD in it. On the other end, Corey Brown was even better. The Bison senior gets to the bucket for the layup. Then off the Chris Kading miss, he collects the offensive board and gets the putback. Brown went for 16 and 10 in the first half. NDSU by 9 at the break. More Brown to start the second. The steal and the slam. Brown went for a career-best 21 plus 15 rebounds. Bison led by as many as 16. But the Yote start to chip away. Tyler Hagedorn, 3-ball, corner pocket. Then it's Shy McClellan right to the rim for 2. McClellan getting it done defensively as well. Gets the steal and then the finish. USD would come all the way back to pull within 1. They'd get the last shot of the night. Final seconds. McClellan gets past Paul Miller, but the left-handed shot goes up and somehow doesn't drop. Have another look. It's everything but the net. The horn sounds, and the Yotes lose their 3rd straight, 66-65. Kasperbauer would finish with 19 on the night to lead South Dakota, while McClellan added 14. DJ Davis solid as well. He finished with 8 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, and 4 steals. The Coyotes come up short. They fall to 9 and 10 overall and 1 and 4 in the Summit League. So the rally comes up just short, and while they're disappointed with the loss, Craig Smith believes the second half surge gave his team some things to build on. We'll cover that and more with the Coyotes head coach right after this.
Coyote Corner on Midco Sports Network is presented by Dakota Land Honda.
And welcome back to Coyote Corner. Jay Elsen joined now by the head coach of the USD men, Craig Smith. And Craig, just one game on the schedule for you last week at North Dakota State. And one thing I was curious about going into this game, just given what had happened the previous week against Fort Wayne and Omaha, was where your guys were at mentally. And did you feel like they had bounced back and were ready to go?
Well, certainly, we were concerned about that as a coaching staff after that kind of a game against Omaha. Mm-hmm. But our guys bounced back. I thought we had 2 very good days of practice. We were mentally locked in. Certainly, we got off to a slow start, but we really responded with a very good second half. We were down 16 with 8 minutes to go. And after the way the 2 previous games had gone, I think it would have been easy for a lot of teams to kind of pack up the tent and get ready for the bus. But we responded in a great way and had 2 great looks to really win the game in the last 10 seconds, and unfortunately it didn't go our way.
The Bison built a 9-point halftime lead. They, as you mentioned, extended that to as many as 16 in the second half. And it felt like at that point, like the game could have gone one of 2 ways. Either it could have really gotten out of hand, or your guys could have found a way to battle back, and it was pretty obvious. They chose the latter.
We did. We made some adjustments. We played really small. We just started pressing, and our press really gave us some energy, created some easy turnovers. It's a team that doesn't turn it over very often, averaging 10.5 a game. We forced 17 turnovers, and quite a few of those led to direct baskets, and it just gave us new life. Sure. And I thought it got them a little bit tentative, which gave us a chance to win.
Yeah, you outscore NDSU 24-9 over the final 9.5 minutes of this game. Put yourself in position to win it with the last shot. We all know at this point what happened, but just kind of take us through that final play. What were you looking to get done, and did it kind of, it certainly seemed like it unfolded exactly how you drew it up.
Well, our defense gave us a chance to be in that spot. I think they scored 1 field goal in the last 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. McClellan can get to the rim on almost anybody. He did a heck of a job with his jump stop because it was a collision with their defender. And Shai just goes up, and he can finish so well with either hand, and that thing goes high off the glass. And, he actually went up with his right hand, switched it to his left, and, hits the whole rim around and back and rolls off. And, Casper Bauer's going to make that shot, probably 6 to 7 out of 10 times, and McClellan's going to make that 9 out of 10 times. Right. And it just was one of those deals where it didn't drop. We couldn't have got a better look. Sure. The ball was in the perfect hands, and it just didn't go. Yeah. And so we gave ourselves an opportunity to win that at a place where not many teams do.
Heartbreaking way to lose, certainly, especially given the way that your guys battle back. But I heard you tell someone after the game that you learned some things about some guys that night. What'd you learn?
Well, I thought we had some really good performances. I thought Austin Sparks played fantastic. Clearly, we were at our best when he was in the game. He really defended the post well, defended screen and roll very, very well. DJ Davis just continues to move forward. Sometimes we play him at the 2, he plays a ton at the 3, we played small ball with him at the 4, and we showed some resiliency, like you said, after the last couple of games prior to that, it would have been super easy just to go south. And we just kept on coming, and we were in it, and we were all in it together. And so now we got to carry it forward as we have a huge week this week.
Yeah, you're at 1-4 in the Summit League, games against Western Illinois and South Dakota State up next. Do you feel like these are must-wins, just from a confidence standpoint, if nothing else?
I'm never going to say a must-win, but certainly we need to get off the schneid, so to speak. The bye week came at a perfect time where we could really try to fine-tune some things in our last couple of practices, give our guys a couple days away to just get their bodies right. And get back to healthy again. And we got to make some hay this week.
All right, well, good luck to you. We'll see you back here next week.
Thanks, Jay.
All right, thanks, Craig. Well, after starting her career in the Mountain West, Caitlin Duffy has found her way home. We'll get to know the Coyotes' new sharpshooter when we come back.
Coyote Corner on Midco Sports Network is presented by Dakota Land Honda.
And welcome back. Well, junior guard Caitlin Duffy may not have started her career in Vermilion, but Coyote women's basketball fans are certainly glad she's choosing to finish it there. For more on her story, here's Alex Heinert.
There's no getting around it. Caitlin Duffy can shoot. The 5'11 lefty can step back and match the best the Summit League has to offer, from mid-range to behind the arc.
It's one of my favorite things, is being able to shoot the 3, so that's something that I continue to bring, I think.
But the junior guard from Rapid City is more than just a shooter. She is, and always has been, a competitor.
Every day that I take the floor, I just want to do whatever I can to help the team, whether that's like diving on loose balls or I know every day continuing to grow defensively.
There's just a different energy when she's on the floor. She plays very hard, she's very competitive, she wants to win every drill that she participates in practice, and that just kind of fuels the rest of her team.
Her team now, of course, is the University of South Dakota, but it hasn't always been. After an all-state high school career at St. Thomas More, Duffy attended Colorado State and immediately made an impact for the Rams, earning all Mountain West honorable mention honors as a freshman and helping CSU win a conference regular season title as a sophomore. But despite 2 successful seasons in Fort Collins, Duffy felt the pull to come back home.
Just for kind of my overall college experience, I felt like I really needed a change. The first phone call I had with Coach Williams, I knew that this was the place that I was supposed to be. Being back in South Dakota, being able to put on a jersey representing the state that I'm from, I don't think I realized, even coming out of high school, how much that would mean. And so I just feel lucky, really, to be here now. But it wasn't the easiest decision, but I know it was the right thing for me to do at the time.
As per NCAA transfer rules, Duffy had to redshirt during the 2014-15 season, a process that wasn't easy for her or for her new coach.
It was honestly really tough. I don't think I could have done it without the coaching staff we have here, without the players we have here.
We talked about that in the recruiting process, so that was going to be a difficult thing for both of us, to have her practicing every day and not be able to utilize her in the games for a year.
Though difficult to sit and watch, the redshirt season gave Duffy a chance to improve her game and to acclimate to the USD program.
She just did a phenomenal job of committing to becoming more physical, got stronger in the weight room, just kind of added, I thought, some much needed strength and durability during that year, and just got comfortable kind of learning our system and comfortable with her teammates.
Having a redshirt year was actually really great. I'm really grateful for it now. Though if you would have asked me at this point last year, I don't know if I would have said it, because sitting on the bench was tough.
That time of sitting on the bench is now over. With her redshirt season behind her, Duffy started the year in great form, scoring in double figures in 6 of USD's first 8 contests. A nagging foot injury forced her to miss 3 games in December, but there's no denying that she's getting healthy at the right time.
I'd like to say I'm at 100% now, I think. I think yeah, I mean, hopefully, I don't think I played yet at 100%, but I think physically now I'm feeling a lot closer to 100%.
Even as she's still making her way back to full fitness, Caitlin Duffy's shooting touch and competitive spirits have her back in the Yote lineup for Summit League play. And after her journey to get where she is, it's not a surprise that she's thankful for every minute on the court that she gets.
I really honestly feel like every day when at practice or games, I'm taking the floor with a group of my best friends, and so yeah, I just feel lucky to be a part of it now.
Now, Duffy's scoring might have tailed off lately as she's only been in double figures once since December 8th. But Amy Williams expects her shooting touch to return once she's back in rhythm after recovering from that foot injury, Jay. And when that happens, watch out.
Watch out indeed. Thanks, Alex. Duffy and the Coyote women will be back in action Thursday night against Fort Wayne at the Dome. IUPUI comes to town on Saturday. That one is part of a Summit League doubleheader. The women will take on the Jags at 1:30, with the men to follow against arch rival South Dakota State. We'll have both of those games live on Midco Sports Network. All right, that is our time for this week. For Alex Heinert, I am Jay Elsen. We'll see you Saturday for Coyote Hoops.